Hey guys, we're back with another recipe to enjoy with our cheese dots. Now, when a lot of people ask us what we like to pair our cheese dots with, cheese is always our first answer. Today we're going to be making a very simple yet extremely delicious cheese. This cheese is actually originating from Brazil. It's called requeijão. And if you're a creamy boy like me, you're going to enjoy this one. So requeijão actually comes in a few different textures and sometimes flavors, but we're going to be making the creamiest one, which is actually my favorite. And if you guys try this recipe at home, once you taste it, you're gonna wanna put it on everything, and I literally do. So this recipe involves butter. We've got ourselves about 3 tablespoons there. We have about 4 tablespoons of lime juice, or about a lime and a half's worth. We have half a teaspoon of salt, but you might want to add more later depending on your taste. And we're going to be using about 2 liters of milk, and this is homogenized milk. We're also going to add a little bit of mozzarella. Now, you might be thinking, well, why are you adding cheese if you're making cheese? This is going to help thicken the requeijão and also add flavor. You can totally use a different type of cheese, or just keep this out of the recipe and flavor it with other things like, I don't know, roasted garlic or olive, or just more salt to taste. So once you have all your ingredients together, we're going to start by adding our 2 liters of milk to our pot and heating it over medium-high heat on the stove. So once your 2 liters of milk has boiled, you're going to cut the heat off. You're going to reserve about 3/4 of a cup. We're going to use this to blend back in later. So now with the rest of the milk that has been boiled, you're going to add in your lime juice. Now this is going to start the separation from the curds in the whey. Once the curds in the whey have separated, you're going to want to collect those curds. You're going to need a strainer, something just like this. And if you have cheesecloth, line it with that. But today we're going to improvise with a coffee filter.
So our milk is coming up to a boil. It's important to kind of keep it stirring, scrape the bottom a little bit just so nothing's sticking there and burning, because that will affect the flavor of the final product. It's been about 10 minutes or so, and I expect it will just take a couple more minutes until we're at a rolling boil. So I see that my milk is starting to slowly bubble underneath the surface, and I don't want this to overflow, but it's definitely hot enough. So I'm going to cut it right now and remove it from the heat. At this point, I'm going to reserve my 3/4 cups. And add in my lime. Give it enough stir in and watch it start to separate. You can already see the whey has pretty much separated, so you have like a clear watery liquid, and then something that will look like cheese already coming to the surface. Going to give it a few more minutes, kind of let it cool down, but also to continue separating. Alright, so we've got all the contents of the pot poured through the coffee filters. You're going to see a nice generous amount of ricotta or curds on top, and some lovely whey underneath. Now it's going to look like you have a lot to discard, but save that whey because it's very nutritious. You can drink this, use this as your water for baking bread, and there's many other recipes you can find too. And I'm just going to let this kind of keep dripping down, sort of drying out a bit because we don't want too much liquid.
Okay, so we've allowed our curds to drain a little bit longer, about 5 minutes or so, coaxing out any of the whey by pressing it down with the spatula. And now it's in our blender. We're ready to add in our butter, our salt, and finally the 3/4 cups of milk that we reserved. Now it's time to blend it up. All right. So we're looking really good here. Now, our blender needed a little bit of encouragement, so I had to help it along a little bit, but a more modern blender is gonna whip this up real fast. Oh yeah, look at that. Wonderfully smooth texture. Oh, baby. That is so creamy and delicious. So, like we said before, you could stop right here, but we're gonna take it a step further. Add in our mozzarella. We'll probably have to add in a little bit more milk to help sort of dilute it down or keep it creamy and not so solid. All right, now in goes the mozzarella. All right, so it took a bit of effort, but we got it blended up and it's looking amazing. Time for the reveal. Look at that. Okay, so we baked up some dots and now it's time to give it a taste. It's absolutely fantastic. It really brings me back. Makes me think of Brazil. It's so creamy and delicious. If you enjoy creamy things, you have to give this a try.